Now, here's an example of how to deal with Guile. Now, you see off the jump, I dashed in. Okay, so let's back up. Off the jump, I dash in because you want to be close to Guile. All right, I'm not telling you to dash, but I'm telling you that you have to be brave and you have to walk forward. So, one thing you're going to see, I'm going to show you this. One thing you're going to see is he's not going to have the opportunity to throw a lot of fireballs, which is the whole reason that you're dealing with zoning. So check it out. He can throw fireballs in a string, but he can't just sit there and now I have to get back in. And see, see the point that I'm trying to make is when you're full screen, there is no fighting. It's just zoning. It's just pure zoning. When a Shoto or any character that can throw a projectile throws a fireball in your face, it is zoning, but I wouldn't necessarily call it zoning per se, or at least you should think of it more like footsies, as in, you know, a crouching medium kick or a standing, heavy punch. Because at that point, basically it's a spacing tool. But when it's full screen, he's taking no risk. When he's throwing these fireballs up close, he can throw them as a part of a block string and it'd be relatively safe. But when he's throwing a full screen, all the risk is on you. So this is why you have to be close, and this is what it's gonna look like. You will get hits on him, but just before you think it's just all milk and cookies, he's gonna get hits on you too, as you're seeing right now. Just because you get close to Guile does not make it easy, but it makes it easier because at least it's a fight. All right, so you see me jumping, but you didn't see him. He didn't throw a lot of projectiles, and I got knocked down. So going into the second round, you want to stay close. Let's see what I do it this time. So there it is. I dashed in again, and look, he's gonna have to use his buttons to keep me away. That's what you want, right? You're dealing with Guile. You don't want him throwing fireballs. Now, a lot of characters in this game's buttons are better than Manon. So what you're seeing, hopefully you're not playing Manon. Manon doesn't, I mean, sure she doesn't have fireballs, so she's the perfect example to show y'all how to deal with fireballs. But in a way, most characters, if they don't have one thing, they have another thing to make up for it. Well, Manon doesn't have good buttons, so I can't show you how to frame trap Guile because she has no plus frames. But your character, let's say it's DJ or Ken, Cammy, when you get in on Guile, you got plus frames to trap him, and the matchup looks a lot different. So it's not really a lot that I can show you in the how to steamroll Guile once you're in. But I'm trying to show you he can't zone you. So watch. I'm going to eat flash kicks. Yes, you're going to jump. That jump right there was purely an emotional thing. It's I'm falling behind in the life lead, so I jumped. That is the one thing that you have to take out of your diet. And I mean, it's still going to happen because you have to actually jump because the whole point is to stay close enough to jump. But the jump will get you flash kick and you'll have to restart. So look, I'm full screen again. So now I got to get close. And look, I mean, that's just insane. Drive rush, uppercut into a flash kick, and I'm right back full screen. But here I am. I'm inching my way closer. Now I have a command grab. Fair enough. I know everybody doesn't have a command grab. Flash kick. It happens to us. It happens. It just does. And look, he drove rush up and through me. Okay, so look. You get hit with a fireball. It is what it is. I could show you matches of me winning, but if I showed you that, it wouldn't be authentic. This is what it really would look like when you're dealing with Guile. Okay, you have to deal with the zoning, but the zoning isn't all Guile is. Guile is much more than zoning, which makes him a top tier character. You stay close enough to drive impact. You stay in close enough to drive impact. If you stay in close enough to drive impact, he likely won't shoot a fireball. Now, if he does, let it rip. If you're that close, I'm sure you can react with a drive impact and get a free combo. Hopefully, that will make him stop throwing fireballs. All right, but again, let's watch. This is the range. No matter how rough it is, you got to be here. There's the drive impact. You got to stay here. You have no choice, and it's scary. I know it's scary, especially if you play a zoner. You play DJ and you used to people chasing you. Guile ain't got to chase you. You got to chase Guile. All right? So it's scary. I know it. But here it is. You got to stay close. So let's see what I do this round. You just walk right up to him. Now, that drive impact, I would not suggest you do that. I just did that. Because we're in the mic together. We're probably talking. I probably got cocky. But, and there I am trying to use the parry. Now, the parry, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not good with parry. Parry is a good option with dealing with Guile, but I'm not good with parry. But that doesn't mean you don't need to practice it because you need parry versus JP. But since we're not talking about JP, I'm just going to say this. Drive impact is almost all you need against Guile. Now, this is more so casual player advice. The pro players, the more, let's stop it right here. The pro players and the more experienced players, they don't need that kind of advice. But as long as you stay up close to Guile, you should be cutting half of what he can do to you. You know, cutting what he can do to you in half. Now, his drive rush, in my opinion, is really good. He still has good buttons, and I say good in comparison to Manon. So relative to Manon, he has good buttons. He has really good anti-airs, y'all. It's not going to be easy. Drive impact is your greatest tool, so you got to throw it out there to let them know you can do it, or let them know you're willing to do it. But I would say walk as close as he's going to let you walk without getting poked. You know, he has a, crouching medium kick he's going to throw out there. He has a forward heavy punch he might throw out there. He might even throw his forward high kick out there. So you got to stay in range to where you start to notice that it's less fireballs, more normals. And look, if you, this whole time you've been jumping, this matchup is going to force you to build more into your character. So I'm just telling you right now, the key to beating Guile is staying up close. If you can beat him far away, it's probably because your character has tools to deal with it. But if your character doesn't have those kind of tools, the key to beating Guile, at least having a fighting chance, is getting up close. And you're going to have to learn how to fight up close, even if that's not how you're used to fighting.